Sharief, do you prefer the phrase funniest, most relatable, or most sarcastic?
Most sarcastic.
What's up, sports fans? This is Talk a Lotta presented by Boo Crew Media, and we are here live with the most sarcastic member of the sports media in New Orleans, Sharief Ishaq. Jack is back with Ishaq, shall we say, and we're going to start in 3, 2, 1.
At Bear Law LLC, we have the privilege of representing victims and survivors that are oftentimes involved in catastrophic incidents that affect their lives.
If anyone looking for a personal and loving relationship with law, I would choose Bear Law.
At Bear Law, our goal is to turn victims into victors.
This is Talk a Lotta presented by Boo Crew Media. Talk a Lotta presented by Coded Collection. Go to codedcollection.com. Use the code Colada10 for 10% off. They got the freshest merch in town. They also offer Coded Collection merchandise at the Black and Gold Sports Shop on Vets in Metairie. And if you're listening live or see the show before midnight tonight, there is a giveaway on the Instagram at Talk a Lotta for a sexy NOLA long sleeve shirt. So take part in that giveaway and spread the word about Coded Collection. We're here live in the Boo Crew Media Studios on Magazine Street. Jack Colada alongside Sharief Ishaq. How are you doing, my friend?
Good, Jack. How are you?
Living the dream, brother. We got a lot to talk about. I do want to say that I'm going to share the video I took earlier on Twitter today where some ESPN sportscaster said, "Let's talk a lot of football," and he didn't give me any shout out because I own that phrase now. Talk a lot of sports. What do you think about that? Me owning that phrase?
Probably gonna get sued by ESPN soon.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe you got it covered though. You got that covered, man. They sue you.
No doubt. Hey, sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Sharief, I first want to dive into the New Orleans Pelicans. CJ McCollum comes down to New Orleans, joins Brandon Ingram, Jonas Valanciunas, and Devonte Graham, and Jackson Hayes. But particularly, you tweeted about Devonte's performance over the last couple games, and I'm wondering, is he on the hot seat?
Well, not really many directions they can go in outside of Devonte Graham. Maybe they could start a different lineup, have him come off the bench, maybe go Jose Alvarado. I'm not sure if that lineup would work, but saw Ali Cosell tweeted some good stats. Well, not so good stats.
Read them out, Sharief. Read them out.
I'm not going to read them all out, but he's only had one double-digit game, in the month of February. I think I saw 6, 6, 9, 16, 0, 3, 4 the last few games. Got to be better. I mean, if they brought him in to shoot 3 balls and you're shooting at such a low clip like that, it's not going to make things easier for CJ McCollum. You got to understand, CJ McCollum in that last loss to the Grizzlies had 30 points without making a single 3. Just goes to show you, imagine if they had some other guys who can shoot consistently, it's going to open up the 3 ball for him. But Devontae's got to play better. Even Willie Graham says we got to get him in better position to score. Not giving up on him yet, but I'd only imagine if they had Zion, which like the lineups they can roll with, I just don't think he'd be starting if Zion was there right now because it's been a major struggle for Devontae. I mean, maybe you go with a lineup like, I don't know, Herb, BI, CJ, Hayes, and JV, and roll with that. If it's not working out for you, maybe you roll with that and try something different. If Graham's not producing for you, man, it's just not good. I mean, he was supposed to be the guy they brought in to replace Lonzo. I know Lonzo's hurt right now, but it's not a good look, man. I mean,
yeah, I mean, is that the missing piece, right? I mean, obviously, we talk about taking sides, but if you had to defend Devonte in a way, because it's not looking like we're going to have anybody else playing point guard, but is that the missing piece? And how do you defend Devonte's, good performances as we move into, the most important part of the season, the last, 20 or so games?
I guess you could say shooters got to keep shooting, and eventually, shooters hit a slump, but he's hit a big slump lately. It's a long slump for him. I thought he would get out of it in the 6-game homestand, and maybe he does against the Mavericks. I know Willie Green doesn't like to give up on players.
Right.
He wants to work with them. I know he wants to give them a chance. It's going to be funny. The next big game he has, everyone's going to be like, well, I guess he's all good again. For me, though, he has to show some consistency. That's all you got to do. Show some consistency in this lineup.
Sharief, who are your top teams on both sides right now in the NBA if you had to pick the finals right now?
It's tough. I mean, Suns and Warriors are pretty good, but the Grizz, man, they've been pretty red hot.
How about that game without Ja Morant just absolutely handling the Pelicans?
I almost felt like, man, I wish Ja Morant would have played. The Pelicans might have had a better chance to win.
I know.
Jaren
Jackson's really good.
Yeah, he is really good. He's got a weird, funky shot, but it works for him. I'm like, how in the world that ball is going in? I'm like, it truly looks like my high school shot. I'm like, it works for him, though. I mean, long, athletic guy, man. He's really good. I like Jaren Jackson's game. Kind of wish the Pelicans had another guy like that on the squad.
Right.
Imagine he and BI and CJ. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. I'll go Phoenix. I'll go Warriors. On the other side, it's just weird on the other side, man, in the Eastern Conference. I mean, the Heat are playing the best, I guess, right now in the Eastern Conference. The Bucks, I'll still roll with the Bucks, man. Until somebody beats them in the playoffs this year, I'll roll with the Bucks. I'm not really like buying the Nets. They're all over the place, man.
You're a big Drew Holiday fan?
Yeah, I like Drew. I love Drew. He's awesome.
Same here. Okay, before we dive into the New Orleans Saints, I would be remiss not to mention the Super Bowl victory, since we haven't had a show since the Super Bowl. Sharief, what do you think about this guy?
He was on his way to having a big game, man, until he hurt his knee. It just stinks for him that he tore his ACL.
That's Odell Beckham, of course.
Yeah. Odell's, I like Odell, man. I think, understand he's had some crazy, has been different with other teams. He's had some, some people called him selfish. Some people called him, just a unique player off the field when he was with the Browns and Giants. But it seems like, man, once he got to LA, things started clicking for him. Man, he's exactly the team he needed to be on. The offense, the quarterback, the coach. I think he thrived in that offense, man. And he seemed very happy and at peace being with the Rams. And it's nice to see him get a Super Bowl ring finally, and get a chance to play in the Super Bowl. I just hated that he got hurt in the actual biggest game of the season.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard not to be good when you're alongside Cooper Kupp. I have a question. If he's back on the Rams next season, it's kind of a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it. Who's the wide? There's no such thing as a stupid question.
Not in podcast world.
Just stupid people who ask questions. Who's the wide receiver one?
Oh, it's Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. Okay.
No doubt. It's Cooper Kupp, man. Look what Cooper Kupp did even after he left the game. He was still making some key plays down the stretch. Now, Matthew Stafford did make an amazing, pretty much no-look pass near the end of the game to Cooper Kupp. But, man, he runs amazing routes. He runs amazing routes. But with Odell there, he makes things even easier for Cooper Kupp. But to me, I still think it's Cooper Kupp, number one. But you got to remember, they get Robert Woods back too. So if they have all three guys back next season, you're talking about one of the most dangerous offenses in the NFL to have all three of those receivers.
Yeah, that's crazy. Do you think Odell Beckham is ever going to play for the New Orleans Saints?
No. Why would he leave LA? No. Why would he leave LA? Right. He's already like in a groove there. Feels comfortable. Got a ring. Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, along with the other two receivers. No, he's not leaving. I mean, you see, he tore his ACL. He has surgery like in a week. He's out for 7. He's probably out for at least 4 to 6 games this season.
Right.
You gotta
Into
think
next season?
No, I mean, I'm talking about like the first 4 games of 2022. I mean, you got to think it's in 8 months from now. It's what, October. You're talking about that's 4 to 5, 6 games. Probably gonna start on the PUP list, at least start on the PUP list and maybe miss 6 games.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thankfully, Joe Burrow's knee injury is not going to cost him any serious time during the offseason or into next season.
Go get that man an offensive line. They got almost $50 million in cap space. You can't have Teron Armstead, though.
That's that's not happening. We want T-Stead. But just talk about the all-knowing, all-loving duo of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase for a minute.
I mean, what more could you ask for other than them to win that game in the final minute and have like a Texas LSU type of finish where he strikes on a big pass? That was to Justin Jefferson, but still, it would have been good, man. Those 2 guys tore up the league, man. First chance they got a chance to play together in a Bengals uniform. Comeback player of the year, offensive. Was it offensive rookie of the year? They have offense and defensive rookie of the year. Why don't they just call him a rookie of the year?
Yeah, remember this? The Saints had both the year that it was
right.
and Lattimore.
Come
on, Sharief.
I mean, so many awards, but yeah, man, I enjoyed watching that. It's fun to watch those 2 guys can pick up where they left off at LSU. I remember earlier in here, whenever some analyst said that, I forgot who it was, and they said, well, Jamar can't catch an NFL football. It's different than a college football because he started off so slowly. And not bad to have 81 receptions for over, almost 1,500 yards.
Right.
Pretty good, right. 13 touchdowns. I mean, he was good. Those 2 guys are good. Just imagine if they had an offensive line. Just imagine. It wouldn't have been sacked 19 times in the playoffs, 70 times in a season. That's unreal. But the 19 times in a playoff, 9 against the Titans, and a Super Bowl, tying a Super Bowl record, 7 sacks in a Super Bowl, man. It's just get that dude some offensive line help, man. Get him some help so both those guys can make another run to the Super Bowl, make a few runs to the Super Bowl in the AFC, except not beat the Saints because the Saints are going to beat them.
Facts. Before we jump into Dennis Allen, I have one more question, and it is brought to us by H2O Salon and Spa. I mentioned Talk Colada to get $10 off your first experience. H2O Salon and Spa in Metairie. Just H2O Salon in Mandeville, but either way, the stylists, the therapeutic team in the massage room, in the spa, unbelievable. It's really a luxurious experience. We talk a lot of sports. They talk a lot of luxury at H2O. And H2O's question for you, Mr. Ishaq, is when it comes to style, if
I don't have hair.
Well, I know that. I wasn't going to do that to you.
That's okay. If I could what?
Andrew Whitworth kind of pulls off the bald head. So do you, Sharief.
Thanks, man. I got the patchy hair on the side and back. I need to shave it off.
Yeah, I think you should keep it. If you had the option when it came to style, would you take, and I know you're going to be like, well, voice doesn't matter with style, but yes, it does. Would you take Joel Myers' voice, Travers Mackel's hair, or Antonio Daniels' turtleneck game?
Man, I'd like to have Joel's voice because that voice travels a long way in the industry. To have a voice like that, it's beautiful.
I know.
I can't rock the turtleneck like AD can, man. I mean, AD, man, he's a legend. He's a legend in the turtleneck game. I mean, he's like in the Hall of Fame.
There is no greater.
And I don't want hair. I don't need Travers hair.
Yeah.
I've never been a big fan of hair. If I really wanted hair, I would have just let this grow out and make it look ugly.
Travers flow or Fletcher's flow?
I don't know, man. Travers is hard to maintain. Fletcher has his maintained really nicely.
Yeah, I agree.
Pretty boy. Get the pretty boy hair.
Yeah, for sure. There's no greater sports commentating and sideline crew than Joel Myers, Antonio Daniels, and Jen Hale. Would you agree?
Yes, love them. What a great you don't say duo. If you have 3 people, it's what?
Trio. It's trio.
Man, look at that. teaching me something. Dude, I'm 40 years old, man. I can't remember anything.
I used
Yeah,
to be
there-
a sports intern at WDSU.
Oh, I forgot about that. That was like when I was like 32, 33.
Yeah, you bullied me.
No, I did not do that. Did not do that. Don't say that on a podcast.
All right.
I never did. I'm nice to all my interns.
Yeah, you told me not to curse, but I can't call you a bully. All right.
No cursing, man.
Noted.
No,
Dennis,
yeah, that's a great trio. Those three, Jen, AD, and Joel. It's dude, I just like the excitement they bring to the game, and they bring great content, great info.
Yeah, I agree. Jen Hale's all over the place too. She does everything. Very impressive.
Good to be good at a lot of things, and that's what Jen is.
Yeah.
Very good at a lot of things.
All right, let's talk a little Saints football. Dennis Allen is the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. What a great press conference. One man in the back of the media room decided to ask, among a lot of great questions, including yours, just about the city, about the fan base, about staying in New Orleans, about the expectation of winning. Right? There's no year off. There's no rebuilding year because it's a new coach. I like that message from DA. But one question he did get was regarding Alvin Kamara, and it was basically his answer was, look, we're going to wait until we have more information. Do we have any more information regarding that?
No, I mean, nothing new than the statements that both sides put out, and NFL knew about it. It's crazy that Roger Goodell knew that Alvin Kamara had been in a fight and they still let him play in the Pro Bowl.
What the hell?
It's just like such an NFL thing to do, not to mess with the product. But what if the guy gets hurt playing in a meaningless Pro Bowl game? But no, nothing new. I mean, the March 8 appearance, we'll see if anything, if what happens, maybe they get a plea agreement, maybe the Chargers are dropped, something, you know how things work.
Right.
In terms of when you got cases like this, high profile player. But with Alvin, it's just he's such I said this a 1,000 times since this happened. He's such a chill guy. I've seen him away from the facility and at the facilities, and back to back, won the award for being the good guy, media good guy.
Yeah, definitely a media good guy. I gotta stop seeing that mugshot, dude. That mugshot drives me crazy. I see it everywhere.
I know, man. I don't know if it was one bad night. I don't know. I don't know the full story, but you keep seeing video backs up the other guy's, statement that they did it. Kamara hit him 8 times. I want to know the full story because Alvin has never been in trouble. I mean, no rap sheet, no nothing. He's always been good to people. And was it one bad night? Was he instigated? No, I need to know the full story. There's that guy's side, Alvin's side, and the truth. I need to know all. I need to know it all. I need to know what's the NFL going to do to him? Is he going to? Are they going to go through with felony charges? Is he going to go to jail? Unlikely. Bar fights happen every day, every night.
Mm-hmm.
People don't go to jail for it, but I know different laws in different states, and it's a felony in Vegas apparently. But
yeah.
It's just a wild situation, man, knowing the type of guy Alvin is, a really good guy. So I want to know more. I really do want to know more. I wonder if we'll know more before March 8th.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, I got 2 or 3 more questions for you, but we are going to be right back with Sharief Ishaq. We're going to take a 30-second break for identification on this Talk A Lotta Boot Crew Media Network. Be right back. All right, Reef. I got to know who's the next quarterback of the New Orleans Saints.
Aaron Rodgers. I'm just joking.
If you had to pick, right, so non-realistic.
Anybody I want?
Yes.
Well, I mean, obviously, I would take Russell Wilson.
Yes.
I know you thought I was going to say Aaron Rodgers, but I'd take Russell Wilson if we're playing the non-realistic game that I don't think it's going to happen. Well, I thought it's going to happen, but it might happen, but it probably won't happen. But he's 33 years old, man. Probably got 5-6 good years in him. Nice arm. One of the best deep balls in the NFL. Move the pocket.
My non-realistic answer would be Joe Burrow.
No, I didn't think about that.
Russell Wilson, the rumors will continue. The fan hype around the idea of having him is going to happen until he declares which NFL team he's going to. But what's the more realistic situation for the Saints? Do we continue with Jameis Winston, or do we draft a quarterback, or do we find someone more affordable than Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson.
Okay.
I'm just going to stick with it. That's it.
So the non-realistic answer is Russell Wilson, and the realistic answer is
yes.
Okay.
I'm going with both. That's it. No, I think they're going to swing for the fences. I really do think they're going to try and try to go for Russ, maybe even try for Aaron. They'll exhaust every single option, man. But I think that, the best fit for them is honestly Jameis Winston. You go get Jameis with Pete Carmichael. They had a good thing going before he got hurt. Let Pete take the reins on offense, continue doing what he does. He's now the play caller. Sean Payton is no longer there. He is the guy. He has total control and can do whatever he wants with that offense. And I think they were really comfortable with Jameis last year. You go out there and draft the receiver. The 18th overall pick should have Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, one of those guys just sitting there waiting to go to be in a black and gold uniform. I think that can really provide a lot of help for Michael Thomas, who should be ready to go for the start of the season. It would help to know how many games or for any games for Alvin Kamara if he gets suspended, but I'd be surprised if he doesn't get suspended. Would be great if he didn't get suspended, but you feel like he's going to get suspended. But they need to figure out if Teron's coming back. But if I would go with Jameis. Jameis was a good answer for me. He did well. Is it 14-3 the ratio before he got hurt? And a full season, you just don't know. You don't know with him. It can turn out to be good. It can turn out to be not so good. It's just that's the whole unknown thing with last season. You just never knew what was going to happen because the defense was once again playing at a high level under Dennis Allen. So I'll go Jameis.
Yeah. Okay. Jumping over to basketball, the UNO Privateers are first in their conference, have a chance to make the NCAA tournament, which is in New Orleans. How hyped would it be if LSU and UNO were in the NCAA tournament?
It would be awesome. It would be awesome. I think Schlesinger is doing a good job over there at UNO, man. 8-1. I mean, one loss was to the team with the worst team, one of the worst teams in the entire country. I think texting back and forth with them. I even went there last week to shoot at the arena, and I don't think he was happy that they lost to Incarnate Word and then came back and just absolutely crushed him this past weekend. So. Right. I mean, Derek St. Hilaire is good. Troy Green, he's got a lot of good talent. He was happy to have both those guys come back this season, to get off to this 8-1 start in Southland Conference play. Look, man, it's their conference to win this year. The way they're playing offensively and defensively, it's when you have two studs like that, it's their conference to win. I remember that this looks like the run that they made whenever they made it to the NCAA tournament. Can't remember if it was 17 or 18, the last time they made it under Mark Schlesinger, and it seems like they're poised to make that run once again. And yeah, LSU is LSU, man. They hit that rut, man. The only thing that concerns me with LSU is their offense against good teams. It's like, man, it just goes stagnant and it's just not pretty basketball. It's just ISO ball that doesn't work sometimes. Not a consistent 3-point shooting team. Where have you heard that before? Pelicans. Just, man, if they can just figure it out, man. If they can just figure it out with Xavier Pinson now fully healthy. I think with Xavier Pinson fully healthy, maybe they get rolling again, like that 15-1 start, but still got to play Kentucky, Big win against Georgia, got to beat South Carolina. I think if they could beat Kentucky in Rupp Arena, that would be good. That would be good. That would be beyond good when it comes to like where they're going to be seated. They need that for a seed game after losing to Ole Miss at home, right. After getting destroyed by Vandy team. Those are 2 games they should have won, But I understand, you have bad nights, you have bad games, but you started to see like a pattern of how the offense was fluttering a lot in that that bad stretch. And without Xavier Pinson, it wasn't pretty. I mean, Tari Eason is a beast, man.
Mhm.
Proven to be a first-round pick, maybe mid-first-round pick now. I mean, he develops that jump shot a little bit more from the outside. Boy, he can be very scary for this basketball team in the NCAA tournament. But I need them to get hot now, It's
Yeah.
better to be hot now than, stumble right now. The team that plays better basketball at the end of the season has a chance to make a nice deep run to, the Superdome for the Final Four.
Similar to the year with our Final Four run when we beat Duke. I mean, we were just hot at the right time. We peaked at the right time, and John Brady and Tyrus Thomas and Big Baby Davis took us all the way to the Final Four. And what's crazy about LSU basketball and LSU athletics is, championships just seem to happen in football and baseball and even in golf at LSU, but we have yet to ever make a final game, a championship in basketball.
It's crazy to think, man. We had Shaq on the team.
Yeah.
We had the Final Four team in 2006. That's probably the most unbelievable stat ever, that Shaq did not win a national championship.
Well, and just that we haven't even been in a championship game.
I mean, that's just something that, considering the talent they've had over the years, not to at least get to the champion, not to get to the final, not getting to the Final Four multiple times.
Right.
I mean, how many times have we gotten to the Final Four?
Twice.
Twice. In my time since I've been alive.
I think it was 1986 and 2006.
Yeah, and no, the year where Shaq didn't get there, right? No,
I don't think so. 1986, they made it as an 11 seed.
That's right, and they lost to Indiana.
Right, which is ironic. Right, yes, I believe. But what's ironic about that is I believe that is a feat equaled only by George Mason in 2006, the same year we made it.
You're right.
Unless there's been an 11. No, there's been a higher seed than 11 since then, I believe, since 2006. But yeah, I believe those are the 2 years.
They've been in the Final Four 4 times: 53, 81, 86, 2006. So they've only been to the Final Four twice.
Right. Only been to the Final Four twice in the last 30 years.
Yeah, I'm 40 years old, so they've only been there twice.
Yeah, exactly. Since you've been alive. I was born in 94. So only once in my lifetime. But we're gonna close out here. We're gonna paint the corners as we turn the corner. Painting the corners presented by Helm Paint and Supply. Helm Paint provides quality paint supplies, and equipment for residential jobs, commercial jobs, and interior designers. I don't even have an interior designer on my phone because I just visit helmpaint.com. And in the month of February, it's Free Pint February, Sharief. See this pint of paint right here?
I thought you were talking about beer. Pints of beer. Pints of paint.
No, pints of paint.
Oh.
You go to Helm Paint, you mention Talcolata, you get a free pint. I'll buy you a pint of beer too, okay?
Pint of beer or pint of paint? You buy me one. Which one? Which one's more expensive? That's what I'm gonna make you buy.
Okay. I'll buy the
pint of paint.
No, I'll give it to you for free, buddy.
Oh, what am I gonna do with the paint? Splatter it on my walls. I'm pretty good when it comes to art. I'll just throw paint on our walls.
Exactly. Save it for a rainy day if you ever want to coat the house.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know. I guess you can see my walls are like a light mint.
Yeah.
A light mint green.
Helm Paint can match that color.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They're doing big things over there. So we're going to paint the corners with LSU baseball. Before I just ask, so Sharief, for those who don't know, is WDSU sports anchor.
It only took you 30 minutes to mention that.
Yeah, sorry.
Fumble.
No, I said it in the beginning, in the intro.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, come on, man.
Man. Don't be Devonte.
But as WDSU sports anchor, alongside Fletcher Mackle and the other folks that we've mentioned, you kind of get to pick sometimes what you want to cover. And I think the one thing you always like to cover, especially in your early years at WDSU, was LSU baseball. and you did have an interesting interview with Alex Bregman. Can you talk about that?
Nope, I can't. It's past. It's almost 10 years old. I can't talk about it anymore. It's almost 9 years old. No, I can't. I'm just joking.
I'm gonna post like
I could talk about it. Yeah, I'm just joking, man.
Just tell me what happened.
I told you I'm sarcastic. So it was after the 2013 Super Regional. LSU beat Oklahoma.
Yep.
I was live on the field. Decided to, this is back when I was able to backpedal with no back pain like I have today. That's why I'm
back when you had hair.
No, I didn't have hair still in 2013.
Okay, go ahead.
Maybe a little bit more. Backpedaling and interviewed a bunch of people, and it was all on live TV. Alex Bregman was the last interview, and he's a freshman. Paul Maneri had rules of interviewing a freshman. He didn't want you interviewing them, so I broke the rule. Paul Maneri wasn't happy. I said, "Yo, Alex, you're finally going to Omaha. What does it feel like?" He's like, "We're going to bleep in Omaha." And gave me a hug.
Your facial reaction too.
Yeah. Somebody made T-shirts out of that. Somebody made a T-shirt out of it. It's awesome.
You should get some trademark. You should get a little coin from that.
No, I don't want any coin, man.
Okay.
Nah, but yeah, it was fun, man. I don't cover them. Obviously, being here, I don't cover them as in depth as I used to when I worked in Baton Rouge. So,
right.
But yeah, it was fun.
What do you think about Jay Johnson?
Jay Johnson's awesome, man. I think he's just like Brian Kelly, a CEO, a winner, been to the College World Series, pretty close to winning a national championship. I think he's going to put him in the right place. This is a fresh, just a fresh start for the LSU baseball team. Something different. They needed. Maybe I think that it's time to move in a different direction, and he gives them that fresh start. I think the players love him a lot. Relates well to the players. It's like kind of like the Willie Green situation. They relate well each way. Man, that team's going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
That could be the best offensive team in baseball. I mean, they're stacked at every single position. Pitching, we'll see. Blake Money's getting the start opening night. We'll see how the rotation shakes out by the time they get to SEC play. That's the one thing I want to see is how the starting rotation is going to be, used by the time they get to that part of the season. Fontenot, we're going to have Mikhail Hilliard. It's got some guys in that rotation and that bullpen that can throw some heat too. So,
yeah, interested
to see how they work that pitching rotation this year. That's it's always some kind of question whether they're gonna one year they're good at pitching and they're at hitting. Now they're going to be amazing at the plate and in the field, and pitching should be decent. Just I want to see what the starting rotation can do because to go far you got to have a good starting rotation on top of mashing the ball, which won't be a problem.
No doubt. Final question. Since we're talking a lot of sports today with Sharief Ishaq, we got Mardi Gras in New Orleans. We got the Final Four in New Orleans. Then we have the Masters coming up and the Zurich Classic. So quick golf question to close out for you, Sharief. Is there a better spectacle if I'm deciding on a bachelor party? Can you think of a better sports spectacle than the Waste Management Phoenix Open?
Nope. It's a big party. It's a bunch of it looks like it's just a bunch of frat dudes and sorority.
It looks like
a frat sorority party.
A bunch of bachelor parties.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks like a bunch of like grown dudes chugging down natties, tall boys, and
grown dudes being children, being degenerates.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it's like I'm living my LSU days all over again, drinking tall boys, of natty, and
throwing them onto the golf course.
I ain't wasting my beer. I'm gonna wait for it to be done before I throw that can.
I saw a lot of beer spilled out of those cans.
Yeah, that's a foul. That's that's a flagrant one.
I agree.
You ain't wasting any beers. Yeah, but yeah, it looks fun. I told a couple friends, I was like, man, I'd like to go to that one day. It looks like it's pretty fun.
No question. Sharief Ishaq, WDSU sports anchor. We went through everything from Pels basketball, Saints football, UNO basketball, LSU b-ball, and LSU baseball. And I might play some golf today. Who knows?
Yeah, you should, man. And me, and how you were not listening to me when you were an intern.
Yes.
We didn't dive deep into that, how you never listened. So,
who's your favorite WDSU sports intern?
I don't know. Too many. I can't think of anybody anymore. I can't remember.
If you had to tweet anything to Cam Jordan right now, what would it be?
Where's my autograph jersey? For the baby, not for me.
All right, Cam, if you're listening, I'll be sure to @ you on Twitter. Sharief wants an autographed jersey for the baby.
Yeah, that's been the running. It was the running joke during training camp and the start of the season.
Sharief, you have 1 or 2?
1.
You had the baby in 2020?
August 2021. Right, a week before Hurricane Ida. She was born. Yeah.
Goodness. Congratulations. What's it like to be a 1-year-old dad?
6 months. Do math. Jack, did you not learn math at Spring Hill and at Jesuit?
At Jesuit? I knew you were going to make a Jesuit reference there.
Yeah, probably not. 6 months.
All right. So what's it like?
It's tiring, but it's rewarding. It's kind of like you getting me on this show. Rewarding.
Cheers, brother.
All right, man.
All right, dude. Hey, everybody. This is Sharief Ishaq, family man, WDSU sports anchor, and the most sarcastic man in sports media. I'm Jack Galata. This is Talk a Lotta, where we talk a lot of sports, and we are signing out. Thanks, brother.
Anytime.
Peace and love.